And listen, we're going to get back to Brock Purdy in a second because people say, you guys are negative, you're hopping off them. No, Brock Purdy's been special. But patience is one thing Kyle Shanahan doesn't have.
Or this fan base.
It doesn't have. So things could turn quickly.
Roger Craig was a beloved 49er. Then that championship game happened.
And the fumble happened. Shanahan started discussing the 2012 draft. And I think this is a good launching point for this conversation. Shaska, you haven't heard this.
Okay, this is the 2012 draft.
Yeah.
Was Andrew Luck and RG3.
Yep.
Okay.
And also Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson. Here's Shanahan on the 2012 NFL draft.
Oh, I'd love to hear this.
I remember if we had the 6th pick, and I knew if we were going at 6, my dad wanted to take Tannenhill. I was hoping to get Kirk in the 2nd round and go a different direction. And we traded up to 2 and went with Robert. And I remember him telling me that my dad really liked Russell Wilson. And he said we were going to take Russell Wilson in the 4th and get 2 quarterbacks in there that year. And then we got to the 4th and Russell was gone. And I remember him coming to my room and was like, hey, do you still want your guy, Kirk? I was like, I don't know about that, Dad. We've gone another direction. He's like, no, the plan was going to take 2. We're still taking 2.
And they took Kirk Cousins.
So were they ever sold on RG3?
No.
So the owner had them draft RG3?
Yep. Also, I believe Spadoni, Shanahan said he wanted to take Kirk Cousins in the 2nd round. If that thumbs up, he wanted to take Kirk Cousins in the 2nd round. And that's why when you talk about hypotheticals.
Wow.
And how sports is a wild card.
Wow. And he wanted Russell Wilson.
Mike wanted Russell Wilson. Kyle wanted Kirk.
That's crazy.
And Mike was going to take Ryan Tannehill 6 overall.
Isn't that kind of interesting that Kyle wanted the more statuesque quarterback?
Mm-hmm. The playbook quarterback.
Mike was the one who wanted the mobile one?
Yeah, Paul Allen.
Mike was in on Trey Lance?
I think the more and more I think about it, Trey Lance is more of a Mike Shanahan guy.
Gotcha.
When I think about the Mike Shanahan quarterbacks that he had, now he had some pocket quarterbacks, but I think of John Elway.
Yeah.
I think of Jake Plummer, even Jay Cutler. Brian Greasy wasn't a Mike guy.
No.
They worked with him and they moved off from him and they got Jake.
That's a good point.
They're still cool with Brian, obviously, because Brian Greasy's a quarterback coach or whatnot, but it felt like Mike loved those quarterbacks who could get out on the edge and could have the option of run or passing. I don't know. I felt like Mike may be more of a Trey Lance guy.
If you would have told me in 2013...
Because Mike, real quick, Mike was at all those workouts for Trey Lance in North Dakota State. Mike's always there. He's always there.
If you would have told me in 2013 Andrew Luck would be out of the NFL by 2023, RG3 would be out of the NFL quickly, Tannehill would still be playing somewhere on a 2nd team, Brandon Wheaton would be out of the NFL. I would have believed that. That's
Jerry Jones didn't.
Brock Osweiler would be out of the NFL.
Brandon Wheaton.
Kind of thought that. Russell Wilson would be on his 2nd team, maybe playing himself out of the Hall of Fame. Nick Foles would be the Super Bowl champion amongst all those.
It's a crazy draft.
Hey, Kirk Cousins would still be starting, making tons of money. This is insane, this draft.
I mean, Tannehill, Wilson, and him are all still starting. That's wild. That's like a low-key stacked draft, and Luck and RG3 aren't even playing anymore.
Yeah, no, that's
wild.
I mean, seeing Luck at Stanford is crazy, but he was at the Oregon game. He was at the Colorado game last week.
This draft is crazy.
But Tannehill, let's be real. He should have been on the bench 3 years ago.
Well,
he's held his seat back.
I knew right away.
But there was Niner fans. Remember, we were going at it with the bloggers 3 years ago, and we made peace. We broke bread. We're all cool with the content creators and the bloggers.
What's that?
But a couple years ago, we were going hard at them. They were coming at us. And we were going at them. And they were like, one of them was, I forget who, Ryan Tannehill. Take him right now on the 49ers. I was like, you're out of your mind.
I watched Hard Knocks with him and the sleepy coach. Come on, he ended up being the Green Bay.
Oh, Joe Philbin?
Oh, my God. Joe Philbin should walk around with one of those those nighty caps.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like. He's sleepy. He's always sleepy. I watched that Hard Knocks with Tannehill. I was like, I'm so out on Tannehill.
Yeah, I was
so out.
I was watching the game last night, and we always lump these quarterbacks in together. Jimmy Garoppolo, Ryan Tannehill, Derek Carr. The amount of hours spent at this station talking about Derek Carr and Jimmy Garoppolo, and both of them might be out of the league pretty soon.
They're both mid.
It's pretty wild. I know.
Carr, 3rd and 10.
Thank you.
Steps up, fires, batted, picked. Oluokun comes up with the interception off the deflection, and Oluokun will take the ball close to the goal line.
Did you hear Sleepy Al last night? Sleepy Al Michaels. There's a touchdown late on like a 40-yard play, super exciting. And he steps out of bounds at the 1.
Oh, Christian Kirk.
Newsflash, it's a touchdown to take the lead.
That place was so dead. I have not heard the New Orleans Superdome that dead. And they were booing.
Booing.
Well, Derek Carr, and you went through this as a Raider fan, Spadoni, and I think yelling at Chris Olave, what are you doing? And showing up your coach on the side. Tony Gonzalez made a good point. Bro, you need to look in the mirror and look at your own production. This thing could break apart and come apart at the seams in a heartbeat.
You believe in Dennis Allen?
No, I don't believe in Derek Carr.
Well, okay.
I don't believe in Derek Carr.
Derek
Carr is showing up his teammates and his coaches like, who is Derek Carr to be yelling at Chris Olave? Chris Olave has all NFL, all pro potential. Who the hell are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing throwing the ball 10 yards out of bounds?
Yeah.
They haven't scored a touchdown at home in the first half all season long.
Well,
they have Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, and Chris Olave, and they can't score. Weird.
And Alvin Kamara and Jamal Williams.
And now Derek Carr's a defense.
Hurt.
Wow.
Who's out of the NFL first? Al Michaels, Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy hurt again, going to miss the game this week?
Al going to steal them Amazon checks for a long time.
You think?
Yeah.
Amazon can't be happy with that. I mean, I returned stuff yesterday at Whole Foods via Amazon. Right. You could return Al like yesterday. But nobody, this whole corner. Al Michaels is a legend. Yeah, he's hung around so long, it's wearing down the legend.
So it's Amazon past its prime?
Think about that's a 3. That's a good one, Spadoni.
I really like that
Spadoni, you're stepping up, man. You're stepping up, Spadoni. You're having a hell of a week. Your 2-week stretch is up there with the best of them. You're having a banner 2-week stretch. Speaking of which, Kirk Cousins, Brock Purdy on Monday night. Like, this game is huge for a lot of people's psyches. This is why I'm getting on the defense here.
Okay.
I'm going to ride the defense all weekend long. I'm going to ride them on Monday.
You can see the marriage of Kirk Cousins and Shanahan down the road.
Listen, I'll play it again.
You know, I remember we had the 6th pick, and I knew if we were going at 6, you know, my dad wanted to take Tannehill. I was hoping to get Kirk in the 2nd round and go a different direction. And we traded up to 2 and went with Robert. And I remember him telling me that my dad really liked Russell Wilson. And he said we were going to take Russell Wilson in the 4th and get 2 quarterbacks in there that year. And then we got to the 4th and Russell was gone. And I remember him coming to my room and was like, hey, do you still want your guy, Kirk? I was like, I don't know about that, Dad. We've gone another direction. He's like, no, the plan was going to take 2. We're still taking 2.
So,
I mean, you're really not sold on your first quarterback when you are hell-bent on getting that second one.
They were hell-bent. We're going to take RG3 number 2.
Did you
hear,
you
know what?
Did you hear RG3 about 3 weeks ago?
What did he say?
He was talking about that staff with Shanahan, LaFleur, McVay, et cetera. The entire young staff, Zach Taylor, that's all the rage of the NFL. He's like, they just weren't ready to deal with a player of my caliber. It's like, Robert, can you at least meet me in the middle and say that, you know, you also got hurt? Not that it's his fault, but like you got hurt and you weren't the same type of player. And I don't think that, you know, you being a pocket quarterback was ever going to work.
No, it wasn't. So I'm sorry, Shasky. I hear what you're saying, but I'm looking at this defense now. They need to have a monster game on Monday because this defense could shut up everything forever. They could shut up all the Kirk Cousins rumors. They could shut up Shanahan from mentioning Kirk Cousins all the time.
I just think Kirk is going to be a part of Shanahan's lore until he retires.
Can you imagine if he lights up this defense?
With no Justin Jefferson?
Now, they may not win the game, but Kirk Cousins, like that quarterback docuseries, can steal a lot of people's hearts.
Checking down with the game on the line?
I just need this defensive line to get after him, snuff him out, shut him down, because I need this. I can't believe we're back here again. And coming off a loss. We're coming off a loss. And we may have to play Minnesota without McCaffrey, without Debo, without Trent Williams, and Kirk Cousins is on the other side. This may be the biggest game of the season for me. Not Cincinnati, not Baltimore on Christmas Day, not the Rams again, not Seattle, not Philadelphia. You're right, Chris M. If Kirk Cousins wins this football game and lights us up, I cannot do this show on Tuesday. I can't.
Well, you know who will be gloating? The biggest Kirk Cousins fan at this station.
I can't do
Matt Stein.
I know I always say that. I can't do Tuesday's show if Kirk Cousins has a banner day against his defense. I can't.
You like that? You like that?
I won't be able to look at Spadoni. I won't be able to look at Steiny. And then Kyle Shanahan. That podium game, Monday Night Football, if Kirk Cousins has a good game. Oh, my Lord. I can't believe Kirk Cousins. We can end the Kirk Cousins conversation once and for all on Monday night if the defense shows up. So I'm putting this game on the defense. It's all about the defense. Please get to the calls on the other side. Now people are saying I'm always cutting you off. Did I just cut you off?
No, we've been really good.
Yeah, we've been really good with that. Because if we don't cut each other off, we'll go 3 minutes straight. That's just what we do.
Well, there's times where I allow you to lay it out, you know, and there's other times where I'm allowed to lay it out.
There you go. We have good chemistry.
Until I'm making too good of a point, and then you want to tamp me down.